Some of you may be wondering what exactly is a baccalaureate. The answer is not, surprisingly, in the history books.
While the ceremony is rumored to have been a part of the Oxford Requirement in 1311, or the formalization of it in 1432, or became a ceremony that was held at the College of New Jersey, now Princeton University in 1760, it has been a part of education for a long time, and has been changing over that long period of time.
Today, the baccalaureate is a celebration. It is a celebration of the times the graduates have spent here, with stories they have experienced as told in their own words. I'm happy to introduce Alexandra Hess, former president of the National Honor Society, who will now lead us into tonight's invocation.
Friends, family, and faculty, welcome to Baccalaureate. Sitting before you is Middleburg Academy's graduating class of 2018. Together we have accumulated a collection of priceless moments that we will carry with us for the rest of our lives. As a class, we have taken on and conquered each challenge facing us. With a collection of vivid memories in tow, we are now concluding our journey at Middleburg Academy. We are about to begin a wondrous journey that will take us on many winding roads, in countless different directions, and in pursuit of extraordinarily diverse passions. With wide eyes, we are looking toward our futures and going out into the world as well-rounded individuals, with unique ideas and the ability to communicate them. We have worked hard for the past 4 years, and we are ready to embark on our next steps with honesty, integrity, and character. I know that each of us is excited to graduate, and we are all looking forward to what comes next. But I hope that you will not soon forget your time here, and what we have contributed to this community. We are connected by the memories that we share, and by the lessons we have learned together. As our futures shine before us, and as we prepare to move up and on, I invite you to stop for a moment to reflect upon the past 4 years, to look at the people sitting around you, and remember the times we have shared. I invite you to think of all the defining moments in our high school careers, the things that make us one, we the class of 2018. James Sturman, a freshman and brother of one of our seniors, Elijah Sturman, will play In My Own Dream. schools and experiences, but what could quickly unite to form a formidable group. Little did we know of the twists and turns, adventures and trials, conundrums and mountains they would climb. Two members of that class, Jack Fanning and Maddie McDermott, are here to tell of that freshman year.
Hi everyone. When asked to talk about freshman year memories, both of us immediately thought about the friendships we've created throughout our years at Middleburg Academy. And we were excited to share some of our memories with you. Jack and I have always been close, and we have created a friendship based on similar tastes in music, teasing comments,
Mostly from you.
no, and sometimes a few slaps,
Also mostly from you.
no. However, we are best friends, and I'm incredibly excited to see the good Jack will spread. One of our fondest memories comes from our free block adventures. As freshman year started, I was full of motivation and had all of the good intentions to use free block to the greatest extent to get all of my work done. However, after spotting Jack listening to the head and the heart on his computer, we started to bond over our love of music.
Actually, it all started when I saw a head and heart sticker on your computer. I was a weird kid, and I was looking for as many ins with people as possible. So I saw the sticker of a band that I maybe heard one or two songs, and I impulsively said, "Hey, I know them." And as soon as I saw her eyes light up, I knew I was locked into a lie. I was not equipped to keep up. So whatever, I bluffed my way to that conversation, and that night I just listened to all of their music, like all of it, with dedication I've never shown again. But from that one moment, a lot's happened. We went to one of their concerts last year. She got me the vinyl of their first album, which is their best album, for my birthday a couple years ago, and it's been my most listened to artist on Spotify for a couple years now, because I'm a true fan.
Jack Fanning!
Quickly, our free block experience was converted into a period dedicated to goofing off and listening to music.
If you know Jack and I well, you can imagine me trying to get my work done diligently, Jack distracting me, and me reluctantly giving up on doing my work. Jack and I are constantly playing pranks on each other. I think it's a sign of true friendship. So one day in free block, I had gotten up to go do something, and I was standing right over my chair about to sit down. And basically the thing you're all guessing to happen, happened. And as I went to sit down, the chair disappears, and I fell, and the whole library turns around to look. And as a freshman, this was a traumatic experience for me. Jack had taken my chair, and honestly, I should have expected it, because it has happened a few more times than I would like to admit. While we formed many great memories together, both Jack and I look back on our time at Middleburg as one full of great friendships and experiences with our class. Whether that be sitting in the lunchroom laughing, or riding in the woods with the equestrian team on a nice day.
For hours and hours and hours of rehearsal before school play. One memory I think we all share from freshman year is walking through the dark Marion House basement. It was like an initiation. The then seniors took us all down to the very, very, very dark and unfinished basement. If you've seen it since, it's nothing the same. The bowling alley hadn't been finished, and there were a lot fewer working lights. When we went down, it was all uneven boards, cold cement, and seniors trying to get laughs and instill some fear in us. After a brief tour of the dank-smelling, musty room, they then encouraged us to walk down the hallway that connects the stairway to the workshop area in the dark. I was, in gentle terms, scared out of my mind. And I'm sure plenty of you who were there felt the same way. It was cramped, it was a dark space, and I'm sure that much like me, the only thing that got you from one end to the other was the infinite power of peer pressure. But looking back on it, that was really one of the first things that drew our class together, and I think we really bonded through that shared fright of the freshman initiation.
I also remember the aftermath of Couch Fest freshman year. We had the great idea to cover our couch in silly string and spray paint, and to do all of the painting inside of what was then the weight room, now it's the shop. And so to paint the picture, the room was an absolute mess. There were bits of couch on the floor and silly string, paint, and glitter covering every surface. Not to mention the amount of dirt that had seemed to pile up from the years of the room not being used. I remember being told by other classmates that we had been called to go clean it, and walking all the way to the weight room, We dragged our feet and walked quite slowly. The class was full of complaints and dread, as we had to take responsibility for our actions. I remember we were on our hands and knees, scrubbing the silly string off the floor. We did get the job done efficiently, which for our class I think we would all agree is a rare occurrence. While it may have been efficient, I'm not sure how clean the room was by the time we were finished. Nevertheless, at the end of our cleaning experience, we were all laughing and covered in dirt and glitter. I think the best part might have been getting an extension on our lunchtime because of it. I would like to thank Middleburg for all of the great memories and friendships I have created. I can honestly say everyone in our class shares the same memories and similar ones to ours. These experiences and memories have helped me to come out of my shell and have taught me to become involved in things and talk to people.
We'd like to thank all of our friends and teachers for the great experiences we've had here and a fun last 4 years. Here's to the class of 2018
and our memories together.
And Sam Justin, a sophomore who joined us in the inaugural 8th grade pilot program, will now play Perpetual Noon, a piece he wrote based off a piece by Leo Kotke. Welcome, Sam. Song. Here you go.
Yes, so Kevin said this is a piece inspired by Leo Kotke. Say that, but I wrote most of it.
Sophomore year made some remarkable changes. No longer the youngest students around. The class managed numerous feats, including the largest Halloween costume group in school history, which they would then break 1 year later. Our next speakers are Alex Shen and Lily Riley, who are good friends and shared 4 classes during their sophomore year. Welcome.
distinction. I'm here with leader Roddy to talk about our crazy sophomore year journey. You know, it's kind of sad when we are leaving, but I'll try to make this lighthearted. Enjoy the speech.
It feels like just yesterday I was getting out of the car of the student parking lot in Chloe's car, walking into my first day of sophomore year. I remember seeing some new faces and missing some old ones. I remember seeing Alex Shen in 3 of my classes that day: A block pre-calculus, F block European history, and B block chemistry. I was so excited to see everyone all together again and meet all of the new students who joined us. However, I was so excited that I was not focused on classes that day. Just seconds before the first A block pre-calculus class had begun, I noticed that I did not have my backpack and begged Josh to go and try to find it with me. Seconds later, we found it in the cafeteria and rushed back to class. Little did I know that this would establish a criminal precedent for the rest of the year. Sorry, Josh. Anyway, the first week of sophomore year was quite entertaining and enjoyable. Most of the entertainment came from Alex Shen as the entire sophomore class, as well as the faculty, noticed a certain trend in Alex's behavior.
Yes. So my sophomore year was my first year in the school in Middleburg Academy, and when I first came here, I was a mess, and I need to look at that speech. I stay up late at night, therefore I got speaking cut sometimes. Let's not talk about them publicly. Let's keep talking.
After the first week of school, I knew that I wanted to be friends with this guy, Alex Shen. I knew he was nice and weird, and just about everything that came out of his mouth resulted in me laughing 10 times harder.
So, yeah, it all started on September 14th, 2015. It was that one girl in my class just keeps saying that, oh, it's my birthday, it is my birthday, can you, because blah, 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 and he just keeps saying that. And it was the first sentence that I remember really saying, it's my birthday. So during the class, she just keeps saying, whenever the opportunity occurs, such as during the group work or scheduling a test, she'll just say, oh, can you not let me take this test because I have a birthday?
It was just the James. It was just the James. It worked. Thank you.
I was very surprised because I've never seen a person that pressed for birthday this much. Like, why would you want everyone to know that? Like, it got a little weird. So after her birthday, we both kind of know each other, but we didn't really become friends yet. It was during a chemistry class. Miss James gave us a group project, and I was grouped with Stevie, Aria, and Lauren. I was very confused about the objective of the lab project. I was basically staring at the whiteboard and sneak peek other groups the whole time, I remember. So during the break period, I started to say random things to get attention from my group, because these girls are just talking some random stuff that I don't even know. Because first of all, it's girl stuff, and then second, my English was not that good, so I didn't know.
Yeah, everything he said just made us laugh.
I have never seen anyone laugh so hard for what I said normally. They didn't seem to be mocking me. They seemed as if they just needed to cool their blood sugar. So after that, I knew that people in here are actually very kind, very funny, and outgoing. They still love to talk with you even though your English sucks. Because of this group project, not only I learned the power of teamwork, yeah, and I also got 3 new friends.
Hello. Okay. I want to thank all of my teachers and fellow classmates for making these last 4 years a one-of-a-kind experience. I will miss it dearly. However, I know that each and every one of you are going to strive this next chapter in your life, and I can say for myself, I'm very excited for this new chapter as well.
What did I have in my first day in Middleburg? Nothing but a school shirt souvenir. What did I expect when I first landed on this foreign land? Nothing but I want to become the American president and make China great again. That's how I learned about public. It's so confusing after I took Mr. Bell's AP government classes. I didn't, when I first came here, I didn't have any parents stay with me in my first year in the school. I didn't have any friends, and I'm so glad that I met a friend like Lily in this school, Middleburg Academy, to fulfill my life with not just studying computers, but also a ton of other fun. I went to prom with her at the end of 10th grade. It was great. We watched almost every superhero movie in the theater. Sometimes she already seen it, I didn't, or I already seen it, she didn't. But we'll watch it again at the same time and without spoiling to each other. And last September I actually went to Ed Sheeran's concert with Lily. It was my first time seeing a concert. It was quite stunning, so that cannot be a punch in the face. Right, Terry? So all these 3 years I spent here, I remember them so clearly that I can just talk forever. And my sophomore year was definitely the most memorable one. You know, it's like who we were 3 years ago, except the appearances. 3 years ago, we talk, we hang out, we watch movies, just like 9 years old. And today, we still text each other with 5 emojis or 100 exclamation marks. I have changed so much that I cannot believe how surprising it was. Now I got to the offer to the college I dreamed of. I received help from those amazing people when I needed it the most, the Middleburg Academy faculty. And I made friends that I will never forget, like Lily Riley. This Middleburg Academy is where I belong from 2015 to this day. However, life is strange. You always have a start after an end, and this fall comes to a new start for all of us, for all the 2018s.
Thank you, everyone, and enjoy your summer.
Chloe Bluefield, a member of the class of 2022, will now play All I Ask of You from the Phantom of the Opera. is often considered the make or break year, as this will be the last full year colleges will see on your transcripts. To make matters more difficult for our next speakers, Robin Peterson and Nolan Ivey. They both came to Middleburg Academy in their junior year to face the perils of junior year in a new environment. Fortune smiled on them and on us as they shared the same English class.
Back during junior year, Nolan and I had the pleasure of having Miss Dewey as an English teacher along with 3 other students, Nancy, Brandon, and Emma. It was a small English class where diversity was met at its finest. The class reminded me of the Breakfast Club, as each student brought his or her unique gift and charm to the class, whether it be fashion, equestrianism, athleticism, and a love for languages. Within the oval shape that Miss Dewey arranged for desks, I sat directly across from Nolan. As a result, an unlikely friendship formed between us. A normal day of class involved Nancy watching the live feed of horse shows on her computer, Nolan telling his problems to Brandon like a little girl, while Brandon wishes he were anywhere else but here, Emma shopping online, and myself struggling to catch up from the reading from staying too late at the barn the night before. Don't worry, I eventually learned to love literature. Dr. can testify to that. Every class, Miss Dewey would lead discussions about the book we were reading. With only 5 students in the whole class, there couldn't have been a more powerful dynamic, which presented us an opportunity to engage more with each other and be more creative. Additionally, during the year, she assigned fun little neat projects for us. For example, Nancy and I had the opportunity to do a remix of Great Gatsby in the form of Gossip Girl.
Little girl. I remember that. All year it was my mission to expose the other side of Robin, besides her academics. From the beginning of the school year, everyone in Middleburg viewed her as a scholar who only focused on her studies. However, I knew that there was more to Robin than what met the eye. Often in the classroom, when all our work was done, Mrs. Dewey allowed us to play the game catchphrase. With her joining in, we would often play the boys versus the girls. The game is similar to hot potato in that it requires us to act out or describe what phrase popped up on the game. During an intense and heated game on the 4th and final round, Robin was so fed up with me for giving her a hard time that she cursed in front of the whole class. Similar to the rest of us, Mrs. Dewey was shocked at Robin's words and remarked, "Robin, my darling!" This became one of the most remarkable moments, not only in Mrs. Dewey's class, but at Middleburg Academy.
To be fair, there is missing content from the story, but continue anyway.
During the winter season, besides Dr. Dewey's class, Robin and I became close friends and rivals on the court. Since the girls' team is so small, I would often stay late to help them run drills and scrimmages. Most of the girls on the team stood around 5'6", so for someone as big as me, I can't push them around. However, Robin stands at 6 foot. Seems pretty legit. Since she would push me around the classroom, it only seems fair to do the same on the court. But to be honest, I helped her find the potential on the basketball court, as I would often say to her during practice, "You have more potential than you think. Use your height that was given to you." Over the course of 4 years, I learned that talent is overrated, and practice is more important. By helping Robin every day of practice, it strengthened our relationship on and off the court. Without the guidance of teachers and staff at Middleburg Academy, I wouldn't have been a lifelong friend.
With classes and basketball practice, Nolan and I were at school anywhere between 10 to 12 hours, since the girls' basketball team was often the last to practice. As soon as I saw him in the gym, I would twitch my nose because it meant that someone was here to block all my shots and layups. Yep, and nearly every practice, he would block all my shots. I would often say I can't wait for English class for payback. However, he made me work harder every practice. I remember one day during practice, I defeated Nolan, and it made me so happy. I remember turning to him, and he just shrugged his shoulders, not willing to accept defeat from a girl.
You did beat me.
Yes, I did. However, apart from being rivals, a In between classes and practice, while wandering through the halls, I would often talk to him about my deepest fears and worries, and surprisingly, he would listen, often giving a simplistic yet precise answer that would solve the whole problem. Throughout my years at Middleburg, Nolan was there for me in a way that seemed unique. How can two people share a unique yet powerful friendship despite their differences? Our friendship we share on and off the court has made me more confident as a person. He taught me that it was all right to fail and helped me find a balance in life between academics and athletics.
Similarly, I would have never thought to become friends with Robin. For wittiness and focused mindset are things that everyone should look for in an athlete, classmate, and overall friend. Middleburg Academy has provided both of us with the opportunity to meet new people and gain new experiences. To be in an environment where everyone knows your name and not just a number is something that both of us will carry for the rest of our lives. One of the biggest lessons we've learned here is to never underestimate the effect you can have on someone. Thank you.
One of our English teachers, Dr. Cook, and one of our art teachers, Mr. Ruckert, will play La Turrita by Fabi Laughter on guitars. Dr. Cook and Mr. Rooker. Elaborate observant and Jimmy Cunningham will focus on this year, the senior year, with the pressures of academics and where every decision might make a radical shift in the course of their lives. Senior year clearly was a time to relax and take it easy. Or so they thought.
It's hard to imagine that we as a class will not be returning to Middleburg Academy next fall. When senior year started, it felt as if there was so much time left in our last year. Our focus was on college applications and surviving our classes. Amidst all our stress, we were always able to find moments to laugh or smile. When I chose to transfer to Middleburg Academy at the beginning of my junior year, I wasn't entirely sure what to expect. Switching schools is hard, especially when your new class has already had 2 years to establish friendships. However, the change was much easier than I expected. I was quickly welcomed, and before classes had even started, one student reached out to me to say how excited she was that I was going to be attending. Thanks, Maddie. This experience speaks to the community of Middleburg Academy and to the nature of our class. Because of this, it's hard to pick just one memory to recall from this past year. I could easily say that some of my favorite moments were just sitting in the library and talking to friends in our free time. However, if I had to pick, I would probably choose a memory from our Women in Leadership class earlier this year. It was an elective talk I missed doing. She had quite the challenge trying to teach the group of seniors that she had in her class. We had many funny moments, from drawing the growing city of Dewey-opolis on the board to building a tower out of markers. We also had many interesting reading assignments, which led to interesting presentations and discussions. One such exceedingly memorable event was done by a very memorable Jack Fanning. He knows what I'm going to talk about. While presenting on his independent research project, Jack had to do his classic hair flip. A slight miscalculation led to Jack hitting his head on the corner of his laptop in the middle of speaking. Everyone stopped, Jack looked stunned, and the rest of us were concerned. Then Jack continued to present like nothing had happened. Alice tried to make sure Jack was okay while the rest of us could not stop laughing.
Memories like these are the ones we're going to remember after graduation. The silly stories, the you had to be there moments. We'll remember the unique experience of knowing every single person in our class by name, the ability to call everybody friend. Calling everyone friend is one of the many unique qualities offered by Middleburg. Middleburg is one of the few schools that you can go to that has a vested interest in allowing you to run with the things you are most interested in. For me, it was flying drones, filming just about everything under the sun, and spending hours fixing everything at the school. For others, it was hours spent memorizing lines, staying late at school to shoot hoops or spike a ball across the net. The important thing is that we were in a place that facilitated the things that we enjoyed. None of this would have been possible, of course, without the dedication of the staff here at Middleburg. If it wasn't for this extreme dedication and guiding hand, we would not have half of what we do at this moment. It is very hard for me to find a teacher outside of Middleburg who would be willing to stay till 10 p.m. at night with Josh and I building a float like Mr. Rooker did. Someone to take care of our many new fish tanks like Mr. Henniger. Or Mr. Bell, who decided to wake up at 3 in the morning to take a class to the presidential inauguration. And of course, this isn't even including the massive amount of time that the faculty spends coaching all the different sports that Middleburg offers. The faculty and staff here are the people who are truly responsible for allowing us to do the things we have done here at Middleburg. And that is something that should not be taken for granted, especially as we move to colleges and campuses that will most likely have more than 140 people in them. This transition means that finding opportunities like the ones we'll find at Middleburg is a little bit more challenging. It is important to build upon the passions we have cultivated at Middleburg and the skills we have acquired in the classroom to chase after the things we enjoy most, and in turn make a difference in the world. Thanks to all from the class of 2018.
Thank you, Allegra and Jimmy. An Irish blessing has been a traditional song played at Baccalaureate since the founding of our school. Now we will have our two seniors, Alex Hess and Allegra Sturman, sing for us this Irish blessing played by Sam Dustin, a sophomore and one of our talented musicians. Our next speaker is Kayla Schaefer, who joined our school community her sophomore year. She soon became acquainted with her classmates and made many lasting friendships. Kayla will summarize the class of 2018. Our theme for Baccalaureate this year is We the Class of 2018. What makes us the class of 2018 is that in the past 4 years, we've created a family here. My first memory here at Middleburg was sitting at lunch with a group of sophomores who seemingly adopted me into their circle of friends. For me, that was the beginning of my Middleburg family. I found a sense of belonging here I hadn't found at my last school. Over the past 4 years, our class has expanded as new students joined, our class. Each new student has been an addition to the 2018 family. I think all families are a little bit dysfunctional, and as a class, we have our quirks. But we are always there for one another. We've bonded over our hatred of rumors and our love of free food. We've been through victories and losses in games. We've stood by each other, searching for and finding our colleges. The past 4 years have by no means been easy, but what I've learned this year is that the people who care about you will be there for you through it all. That is what makes us a family. What I love the most about our class is that we support one another. Each of us brings something different to the 2018 family. Whether that is in academic ability, athletics, in art, or in theater, we have each found our niche here. When I applied to Middleburg, I was looking for a school that would feel a lot like family and a little more like a second home. I think, for the most part, that's what brought us all here. We are a small school. We're accustomed to small school rumors, but in the end, we're always there for one another. We've found families within our respective friend groups, and hanging out with other seniors and in the underclassmen. We've found family in our teachers and in the dogs hanging around campus. We've helped the underclassmen gain confidence, and we've passed on our leadership roles. I realized what I loved most about Middleburg this year when I was sitting in free block. It was KJ's first day driving himself to and from school, and Emma was adamant that he text her to make sure he got home safely. That is family. Family is late night texts or snaps, asking if you're okay when you've had a rough day. Family is sitting at lunch and making sure each person ate lunch. This class watches out for one another. We have been fragmented by our different friend groups, but in the end, we always come back together. As Mr. Bell likes to say, when we go off to college, we won't be together anymore. But Middleburg will always be our common tie. So as cliche as it sounds, we should make the effort to keep in touch, because in our own ways, we've created a family here that can't be replicated anywhere else. This year I asked all of the seniors to complete a senior questionnaire for the yearbook. Most of the questionnaire was made up of senior superlatives, one of which was most surprising senior. As I read through the seniors' answers, each one was different. No one person was chosen as the most surprising. I think that describes everyone's experience here at Middleburg. No one had the exact same experience, but we all went through it together, and we've stuck together for it. It hasn't always been easy, and we're better off for that. Thank you to my fellow classmates for making this such a memorable experience, and for letting me get to know you. You guys are the best. And thank you to our families and teachers for helping us create our 2018 family.
Next, Dr. Cook and Mr. Rupert will play minor swing as the seniors depart. We would like everyone to remain here until after the seniors have gathered in Mary House. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to present the class of 2018. Thank you for joining us in this celebration. See you tomorrow at the graduation.